Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Raja. And in the last video, I have posted like a scenario comparing this comparing a current versus like a previous sales within the same sheet. And in this video, I'm going to share this like a solution how can we implement this within the same sheet. So let me open this worksheet and I'll show you what is the challenge here. And so here is the challenge itself, and we have year wise sales. And so I have created one more calculated field to derive this previous sales. And so this is the like a scenario. So let me open this new workbook and I'll show you how to implement this and what are the functions have been used to derive this previous sales itself. So let me open this new workbook. And so I'm using this superstore data. So please use this same superstore data itself. Okay, let me connect with this Excel. And so let me go through this. So here's the file. Let's connect with that file. Okay, and let's bring this orders tab only. Yeah, here we go. And this is the set of data we are using. And so let's bring this order data into this rows. And here before that, so I just want to clear one thing. The table calculations, at least you should have like a minimum like a idea about this like a table calculation, then only you can understand this function. Otherwise it's very difficult. But so definitely in the coming videos, definitely I'll do I'll create one more video for this table calculations. And in that video definitely you can learn 5 to 10 minutes. And within this 5 to 10 minutes you can learn about this table calculations, and I'll give you like an overview about all the functions itself. But in this video, and so I'm going to use this only two functions. One is lookup, another one is I'm using that first function. So let me bring this column. And so here I'm going to check for this like a order date, and let me bring this order date into these rows. And now I can see um, the like a 4 years of like a data here, like a 2019 to 22. And let's bring this sales like a column also. And so drag this like a sales into this like a text, and then you can change. And let me create one more like a calculation here. And so in this calculation, so I'm going to use a function called lookup. So lookup is like a function. So generally so this is table calculation itself. And so in the table calculations, and we can define this like a offset value to derive this like a calculation. So what I'm going to do is, right, so I'm going to use this lookup along with this sum of a sales. And here the offset value I'm going to use this so first offset value I'm going to use this like a -1. Okay. And here, so if you click on this lookup like a function, so in the right hand side we can get this complete like information about this like a functions, how to use this and how to, we'll get lot of information actually. So if you see here, the returns this like a value of the given expression in the target row, specified as like a relative of like a offset from the current row. So here generally either you can use this first and last like a function. And you can specify that whatever offset value it is required, and you can specify that. And so so this is the like a example also. So generally he has given one example. So look up like a sum of profit comma first place like a 2. He has given some this so kind of example. But I'm going to use a different like a conditions in this scenario. So let me use this previous sales. Let me create this calculation field. So in the SQL, generally we are aware of this like in the SQL, right? So we aware of this lag and lead functions. So let me write this lag and lead functions. So if you wants to compare this, the previous value itself in the SQL. So if you wants to compare the previous value, so we should use these, like a functions, lead and lag functions, and yeah. So let me bring this, like a column into the text. Okay. So let me bring, and you can convert this table structure. So just a swap. Use Control W to swap this, like yeah. And now, so sales is, like a coming down, right? So just, move this, like a sales up, and previous value, it has to come down. And now we can see here. So generally, like you will get, like question. So why use, so -1 or something in the previous sales. So I'm using this, like so offset value. So first, so generally offsets, like it will take, generally in the Tableau will take you that, like either first or, like a last functions. We can use that, offset value. So generally, let me use this, like first functions. Generally, let me use that, first function, and then we'll see, like what are the values can be, derived based on this, year only. So let me use this and change this, until discrete, and we'll see here. Now, so generally, like if I use this, like a first function, I can derive this, like a values 0, -1, -2, and -3. So that is the reason what I have used, like -1. To I just want to skip this, like a first row. So that is the reason I have used this, like a -1. And in case, so if you see this, like a last function also, so you can use this, like a last function. You can see now, yeah. And here I can get this, so 3210. So like this we can get this, last function in case if I use this, so you can use this, like a offset value, and directly into this, like a calculation field, to bring this, like a value. Okay. And so let me click on this, like a okay. So for time being, so you can remove this, 2, and then yeah. Now so we have, like sales column and previous column. Now let me create one more, additional calculation to show, to create, to compare this, sales, current sales versus, like a previous sales. And let me create one more, like a calculation, and you can give, like a calculation name as percentage of sales growth. So here, so you can use this, fields. So instead of, you can simply use the control option to can bring this field and write a calculation sales minus sum of sales minus previous sales, and then divided by sum of sales. So this is the conditions to, derive this, percentage of sales growth. Yep. And you can apply. And so here, one more, question, the important question, probably, like most of the interviews will get a question, so what is the, like major a difference between these, table calculations versus LOD. So generally, like so the table calculations will compute always within this, sheet level, but the LODs, compute like in the aggregation, data aggregate level only. So that is the major, like a difference. And so if you give this answer, and so I think nobody can ask, like other questions also. And yeah, so just click on this, okay. Now we can drag this, sales, percentage of sales growth here. Yeah, let me change this, like a format into this, like a percentage. So right now we are getting these zeros, and I'm going to change this, like yeah, let me use this, like a decimal, only 1 point. Now you can see here. So 2020 we have, like a sales value 470. I'm just comparing with this, like a previous value, and there is, like minus 2.9% the growth, it's gone, like a decrease actually. And 2021 the sales value is, like a 601, and then the previous sale value is 470. If I compare these two values, it's almost there are, it's sales get, like a increase, and the growth, almost, so it's a positive growth is 22.8%. And if you see in 2022 also we have 16. Now the challenge is, so how do we apply this, like a color codes and here. So generally, like so let's bring this, so measure values into this, colors. And here, so generally, like so one uh, I mean one set of I mean like so like what do you call this I mean like so palette color palette will apply to this I mean entire I mean like measure values, and here there is a I mean like a features to apply into this I mean like use a separate I mean lessons for each I mean like a metric, and you can use this option to change this I mean like separate I mean like a color lessons for each I mean like here I mean each metric. So generally what I'm going to do is right, so I'm going to change, yeah, instead of I mean like a automatic, just I mean like a change into this I mean like it is not a mesh shape, and you can use this I mean like a square only. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is right, I'm going to change this I mean like color palette, and instead of this I mean like a color, right, let me click on this, and you can use this option white, and then click on OK. But the problem is right, if I apply this I mean like one I mean like a one I mean white color, generally we can get I mean get this I mean like some different I mean color even if you apply, we can see the back end I mean like a shade also. For this generally what we do, right, you can simply double click on this I mean like a color, and so you can change this I mean like a steppers color into 2. Okay, yeah, sorry, we'll do one thing actually. So instead of I mean like a selecting this I mean like sequential color, you can use this I mean like a option diverging colors only directly. So here, so instead of I mean like so we can if we use this I mean like a diverging color, so we'll get this I mean like two options actually. So let me change this option into the white, and same thing I'm going to do this I mean other color also. I'm going to select white only. Now if you apply this, and so we'll get this I mean like so completely white background I mean like a color. Same thing I'm going to do is here, right. So let me change this I mean like a diverging colors, and I'm going to change this into the white, and same thing, so stepper color needs to be changed here, yeah, so let me change this I mean like a color into white, and then apply. So here, so right now, so this is also like diverging color we are using. So in this I mean like a color, what I'm going to do is right, I'm going to select a red and green I mean like diverging color. So if you see here, so I'm going to select this. We have values either I mean like so negative values or positive values. So what I'm going to do is right, I'm going to do a like simple I mean like either if it is I mean like a positive values, I'm going to assign this I mean green color. Whether it is red, I'm going to use this I mean red color only. Now I'm going to use this I mean like a step color is I mean step color I mean like it, so I'm looking for only two colors, either it would be red or green. Okay, now let me apply this, and then we'll see. Here we go, and so this is the requirement, yeah. Now you can see, and wherever value it is less than I mean like 0 itself, and it will automatically assign this I mean like red, and so other than that it is showing always I mean like a green. So I hope you enjoyed this I mean like a video, and so in the next video I'll showcase I mean like how do we achieve this I mean like in the Tableau, right. And so I'm going to I mean with the help of I mean like SQL, I'm going to explain in the SQL also how do we achieve in the SQL, and what are the functions needs to be I mean like needs to be needs to be used to derive this kind of I mean like a calculations. And so I hope you guys are enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See you in next video. Thank you.